was terrible.
That was crap. That was garbage. This place sucks.
Overreaction
Mondays.
Monday. On a Tuesday.
Hey, what's up, everybody? You guys good?
Yeah. What's up?
Did you guys battle the elements this morning? Or you guys didn't drive very far? It took me an hour and a half to get to work this morning. Here's the thing.
Took me 11 minutes.
If you can't drive in the rain, don't. Stay home. Call out sick from work that day. Stop clogging up the roadways by getting into needless accidents.
Absolutely not.
Nope.
So ridiculous.
This is one of the spots in the country. Washington, D.C. is another notorious one. There are certain places where rain has even more of a bogged down effect than any place else. I can drive easier in Minneapolis in a blizzard than I can in Los Angeles in the rain.
If it makes you a little nervous or you're a little scared to go out there, just don't. Stay home.
If you don't know what you're doing, if you don't have
Let
control,
the rest of us navigate the
there's
freeways.
a lot of ways to get around. There are professional drivers. You can get an app on your phone
and just call someone else to do
order
it.
a ride from someone who literally has star professional driver by their name.
You think we need one more?
Yeah, exactly. Here's the deal. I watching the game last night. Obviously, a huge Falcons win. And, I'm thinking about the Bills, and everyone just kind of penciled them into an AFC East championship. That would have been, 6 in a row or something like that this year. They're going to the Super Bowl for the first time in a while. Yeah. The Bills are not going to be one of the top 3 seeds in the AFC this year.
Ooh. I don't know if we can get the standings up, but at this stage, they're still 4-2. The Colts are 5-1. Let's start
but you know
there.
what? Who have either of those teams really beaten?
This is what I'm saying. The Colts are 5-1.
I mean, what are we doing? The
Right
Bills'
now,
victories are against teams with 1 win, 1 win, 1 win, 0 wins.
If I'm not mistaken, the Colts right now would be the number 1 seed.
They are, yeah. The Colts are number 1. The Bills would be 5th.
So they have right now, all right, the top 5-1 Colts, followed by the 4-1 Steelers.
Also a fraud.
Then you have the Chargers, Patriots, Bills, Jaguars, and Broncos, all at 4-2.
Oh, there's only one good team on that list, TJ.
Chiefs would not be in the playoffs. Texans would not be in the playoffs. Bengals would not be in the playoffs. Ravens, obviously, would not be in the playoffs. We are 1/3 of the way through the schedule here. I would just say this. And listen, Shane Steichen, Lou Anarumo, Chris Ballard, they all deserve credit for what's happened so far in Indianapolis. Are they going to sustain over the course of the season? Are they going to be a 13 or 14 win type of team? We'll see. And we'll see how they approach the trade deadline here. Do they make an acquisition? Do they try to upgrade? I would just say this. The Bills are 1 game back of the number 1 seed right now. The idea that they're not going to be a top 3 seed, that they're not going to win their division, the Patriots just beat them. No question about it. They're a lot of fun to watch. That's going to be the biggest thing. Can the Patriots continue to sustain and take the Bills out of that spot? Because if you're a wild card, you're no higher than 5.
Right.
I still sitting here right now, those 2 teams are tied atop the AFCs. I would say it's an overreaction to say they're not going to be a top 3 seed.
Job. Way to play the game, Rhett, and make a decision.
Trying.
Sometimes the person in that chair doesn't always make a decision.
It's normally me, but I'm trying to give you what you want right now.
Thank you. And here's the deal. Giving me what you know who gave me what I wanted last night was Bijan Robinson. Had him in our chop league. TJ, glad to see you advance last night. Thanks to Zach Ertz. Sorry, Smitch is out. Bijan Robinson was an absolute beast. And I'm just going to say it. I know his coach has been saying it for a while. He's the best player in the NFL right now.
So your question is he the best player in the NFL? Not is he the MVP? Not is he going to win it?
He's not going to. He's obviously not going to win MVP. Look, Saquon didn't get it. Neither did Christian McCaffrey. It's no longer a running back award.
It's MVQ, Tom.
Bijan Robinson is the best player in the NFL.
I mean, you have to have Saquon and McCaffrey in that category too. McCaffrey has been putting up volume like he hasn't since his last MVP caliber season, right?
He's been great.
The whole offense is going through him at a time that everyone else is hurt, including the quarterback. He's in that mix. I don't know that you have a wide receiver. Jamar Chase would certainly be in there. For my money, Justin Jefferson is always in that conversation as well. Quarterback-wise, it's been a weird year.
Weird year.
I mean, right now, if we are, again, to twist this slightly, I'll answer your question momentarily here, but if we're talking about MVP candidates, are you taking a quarterback over Baker Mayfield at this point?
We've looked at the odds. Patrick Mahomes is actually now the betting favorite.
But that's based on where the money's going to go.
Sure.
Most people figure Patrick Mahomes is figuring it out. He gets Rashee Rice back this week.
I got it.
They're playing better. Mahomes is what Bill Belichick was to coaches for like 20 years, where every year you could give him Coach of the Year, but people don't vote for him.
Right.
Best player in the NFL always.
I think through 6 weeks right now, Baker Mayfield easily the MVP.
But I believe still Patrick Mahomes is the best player I've seen in my lifetime, including over your boy 12.
That's too bad.
That's how good Patrick Mahomes is. Bijan Robinson, though, I mean, if you're lining up top 10, I'd have him in my top 10.
Oh. Man, he was awesome last night. So overreaction for Bijan, yeah?
I would say overreaction. Okay. I thought that was clear by my answer.
Well, I just wanted you to definitively say it.
Overreaction, best player in the NFL. Top 10? I think he's in there right now.
We had a caller earlier. Trevon called in from Washington. Top 5 Caleb Williams victories. Really interesting list. Niche. Love it. But it was a big win last night. Put the Bears in the right direction. That's now 3 straight wins. I think the Bears are going to the playoffs.
They certainly are giving themselves the opportunity. That's going to be one of the most interesting teams over the next 3 weeks to see what they do at the trade deadline. Ryan Poles has been unafraid, for better or worse, to make big deals. He's traded for Montez Sweat at the deadline. He traded for Chase Claypool, who's now out of the league.
It's a second-round pick for
at the
Chase
deadline.
Claypool?
Second-round pick for Claypool. Second-round pick, I believe, for Montez Sweat. He's made, obviously, the trade with the Panthers for the number 1 pick, getting DJ Moore as a part of that deal. They're always active. But are they in a position where they feel like they should be buyers? In other words, first year with Ben Johnson. Are they a Super Bowl? Are they winning the Super Bowl in 2025?
The Bears?
Are they winning the Super Bowl? Because I would argue, if you're not winning the Super Bowl and you don't have an opportunity to fill something specific you don't think you get in next year's draft, you're at times overextending yourself just to say, hey, we got to get into the playoffs this year. There are times where you're better off amassing things for the future while building culturally from within. That's why I'm saying I think they're a fascinating type of a team at the deadline here. Are they a playoff team? I would say it's an overreaction to say right now they're a playoff team. Because even within their own division, you've got the Lions, who you still have to talk about as an NFC favorite, even after taking their second loss against the Chiefs. The Packers, I know that there's frustration. One of their wide receivers yesterday retweeting something about how they should replace Matt LaFleur as the play caller, which is a heck of a way to get yourself more opportunities on the team. It's also a ridiculous thing to say, and Matt LaFleur is one of the top play callers in the league. And a Vikings team that, listen, they were so beat up for the first 5 weeks. Almost the entire offensive line being out. No Aaron Jones. Jordan Addison getting suspended for a first quarter. Yeah. The quarterback goes down in week 2. Defensively, they've had all kinds of things. Harrison Smith hasn't even played a full game yet. Neither has Christian Darrisaw. But they're still a really good team and a really well-coached type of team. So the Bears right now, if you're stacking it on paper, I think objectively you'd still put the Bears 4 out of 4 in their own division. But at 3-2, do they have an opportunity to make this interesting? Absolutely. But no, overreaction to say they're a playoff team right now.
All right, 2 more, and we'll finish up. Malik Jackson's coming out. TJ, before the year, we did how many teams do you think can win the Super Bowl? And Rich had, I think, almost half the league, 15. I think I had a dozen, and you had 7.
Yes.
Which was very admirable. I respected that. I was actually jealous that you did that instead of me.
I was keeping it real, yo.
And so, but through 6 weeks, I think this is the most wide open we've seen the NFL in quite some time. In fact, 21 teams have at least 3 wins. Rich is going to do his power rankings tomorrow, and I bet that he has the Chiefs in the top 5, and they're not even in the playoffs if the playoffs started today.
Playoffs?
I think there is not a single elite team through 6 weeks in the NFL this year.
I don't think that's an overreaction. Schler said the same thing. Yeah. We had him on in the last hour here. Like, who is the dominant team? Well, by virtue of the fact that we'd have to go back through and look at historically, but there's not a lot of years where you don't have a team that gets through the first 1/3 of the season, 6 games undefeated. Everybody has stumbled at some point, including the mighty Colts, who, if A.D. Mitchell doesn't decide to prematurely celebrate at the goal line and fumbles the ball, they might be 6-0.
Yeah.
They would be the last one. And while they've played, again, really well, and I give a ton of credit to everybody involved with that thing, are they a dominant team? Are you saying the Colts are the one team in the league we don't want to see right now? I don't think many people are looking at it like that.
No, they almost lost to Jake Brisket on Sunday.
Yeah, I don't think that it's an overreaction at all to say that there's not, I can't remember what your phrasing was, but a dominant team?
There isn't a single elite team through 6 weeks.
I would say not a single elite team based on the performance that we've seen so far. But if you ask me right now, who are the teams that you're going to be scared to see? for the next 2/3 of the season, it is the Chiefs, who at 3-3 would miss the playoffs right now, but Rashee Rice coming back, a top 20 receiver, that is a big deal for that team. The Ravens, I know this is going to sound like I'm out of my mind and don't know how to do math. They need to win 9 or 10 of their last 11 games just to get into the playoffs at this point. But that division, even with the Steelers at 4-1, is still wide open. They should have Lamar back. They should have Roquan Smith back. They're not a dominant team by any stretch, but they're not a 1-5 team. They're 2 Derrick Henry fumbles away, even setting aside everything else, from being 3-3, from beating the Bills in week 1. So the fact that you have teams like that in the conversation, I think just goes to show there's not that single dominant team. There's not oh my gosh, there's no way, even if they get into the playoffs, they're not beating this team. If they make that type of run, if the Ravens get in the playoffs at 10-7 as a wild card, and pick your division, the AFC West champion goes to Baltimore for a wild card game, I'm still scared of the Ravens in that setting. Unless it's against the Chiefs, and then history would tell you it's probably Kansas City. You got one more?
Yeah, last one. Last year, guys, this dude told us to just Google him. And I was like, okay, so we Google him, never heard of him. He's a really good coach. And with Brian Callahan going down yesterday and James Franklin going down at Penn State, we are now in the, all right, hot seats. Coaches are going to start getting fired. And I think as we enter probably later this year and when the hiring cycle starts, it's going to be a hot name. Curt Cignetti is going to be coaching in the NFL next year.
Google me.
That's a fascinating
Has Indiana
proposition.
3rd overall the AP poll right now
Well, I'd say this.
after winning at Oregon?
And I know Mel Kiper put out his first mock, or his big board, right?
Big board,
top
baby.
25.
Mel's big board is out.
He had the Oregon quarterback at number 1. He's got the Indiana quarterback who just beat Oregon
3.
at number 3, Fernando Mendoza. It would not be the first time that we've seen a scenario where you have a match. It is extremely rare, obviously. Once upon a time, Cliff Kingsbury went into the NFL, had recruited Kyler Murray, had the perfect fit, and all of a sudden, Kyler Murray ends up in Arizona. This would be far more direct. Curt Cignetti coming with Fernando Mendoza. With the way that things are going at Indiana, I mean, the best case scenario for Curt Cignetti might be just getting a monster contract to just continue to be a Big Ten factor in Bloomington, Indiana. But I would say this, in a year where it's wide open in terms of who the coaching candidates are, it's a very short list in terms of the guys who are dialed up. And I talk with GMs, agents, other coaches about this all the time. There's not like a list of here's the 10 guys. These are all really strong candidates. It's not one of those years. I wouldn't be surprised at all if somebody is looking to the college ranks, whether that's for a Marcus Freeman, a Matt Campbell. I don't think it's completely outlandish to say Curt Cignetti is a good enough football coach that's at least worth making a call and seeing. So I don't think he's going to be in the NFL, but if you're saying there's a chance, was that it? Or what was the premise? Was it he will be in the NFL?
Will be coaching in the NFL next year.
Overreaction to will be coaching in the NFL. Not an overreaction to an NFL team might want to call him and say, would it be an overreaction to say you could be coaching in the NFL in 2026?
Jets go 0-17, have the number 1 pick. Obviously need a quarterback next year. There you go, Tom. There's your match.
Google me.
0-17 would be, that would be edgy in New York. 0-6, not great, especially the way that 0-6 has happened. 0-17 comes around only once, twice a lifetime. I don't think they're that bad, but they're another team over these next 3 weeks, depending on how they decide to handle the trade deadline. Those losses might mount a little bit.
Hey, you made it all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Check us out every single day streaming live on Disney Plus and the ESPN app 12 to 3 Eastern.